You want to hear my content idea? Barstool baby. Me and Annika have a baby, but we don't raise it. The office raises
that's
it.
That's much better.
A communal baby.
In honor of my grandfather.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We are live in Chicago, and we got the boy Danny Conrad in the building. Burr, 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 burr.
Thank you guys for having me. Danny Conrad, Danny Smokes. I go by either.
I feel like this year is going to be your coming out party, bro.
I hope. It's been a good year so far. Coincidentally, a contract year, so that's cool too.
Lucky.
You know? Just funny how that seems to always happen, huh?
But I'm happy to finally be on here. First ever podcast I started listening to. One of the first things I ever listened to at Barstool. It's been a long time coming.
Listen, flattery goes a long way with me, and you've been very, very nice when we've DM'd and messaged and shit. You've always been like, that's what I got into Barstool, like the original podcast, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, would you like to come on the show?
Sure, yeah. I think I have time.
I mean, I also, just figured we would start this love story now. Got Jackie. Jackie's behind the glass, doing her producer thing. I told Jackie when Beach House first started, I said, you are a grown adult woman. You can do whatever you want, make whatever decisions you want, but I highly, highly recommend you don't fuck any of these guys. And then Danny Conrad joined the cast. And I said, you know what? If it means anything, you have my blessing in that one.
I do feel like I'm meeting the parents right now. But no, I was
my two dads.
Yeah. I was genuinely concerned. The dozen had a live kiss cam yesterday. So I wanted to make sure they didn't get us.
Bro,
she always said, like, our first kiss should be special, not forced.
You're a kiss cam guy, too.
Yeah. Oh, are you saying this because of Out of Order?
As soon as I saw that, I told Kevin, I was like, he still has one of my favorite undone sketches of Out of Order.
You guys got to do
You
that
guys have two of my favorites, the TSA one and that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But so explain the kiss cam.
Well, I had an idea for a sketch where it was the kiss cam, but it was basically the foul ball guy with the kiss cam. So he tries running to every spot in order to be able to kiss a girl in the camera.
A kiss hawk.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, the kiss cam video yesterday at the Live Dozen, as the kids would say, was Riz. That was Riz.
That was Riz, yeah.
You were smitten kid.
It was Riz until...
You were laughing, and then with the glasses.
Until I
With
poked
the
my
glasses.
eye out.
But that's what made it endearing. When you guys are live, when you're on the Beach House show and everyone's watching, and you do something like smooth like that, but then you do something goofy like you can't get your glasses on, all of America goes, oh, he's cool, but he's sweet.
I will say I handled it pretty well. That really hurt my eye.
But you were, she's doing it again. She's giggling, she's laughing. So I decided I will officiate the wedding.
Okay, thank you. Is that fine with you, Jackie?
It's fine with me.
Okay.
Yes.
Feitelberg will be the maid of honor.
Finally wear that dress.
It was our first time meeting yesterday.
It really was.
He's lovely.
What do you think about the Beach House? Kind of heard everybody's angle and thoughts, but I haven't heard from you yet.
It's hard to visualize what it's going to be like because no other reality shows have been filmed like this before. If it was like every other one.
Pioneers, bro.
Right. I'd be like, okay, I get it. There's going to be confessionals, little narration, some flashbacks.
They're not doing any of that?
Well, that's what they're saying.
It's gotta do that.
My
understanding was there was no cameras, but people would be following you around with phones, and that would make it unique. But if you don't have hey, come in here and explain to me what was going on during that night or something, you kind of need that to storytell. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just going to be a true, when they do Big Brother, they still do confessionals and shit, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
You need that.
I have the utmost but faith in, I think this is a Dave production.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's checked all the boxes. As I've heard it, I'm like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Unless not that I don't understand it, I don't think there will be fireworks. That's my
I go back and forth
prediction.
on this. I think a lot of people I don't think there's enough true crazies on there. I think there will be fireworks with Nicky and Annika because it's just you throw X's in a situation with drinking and.
I think it'll be fun, to be clear. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be fun, but I
think there'll be drama.
I
think that's famous last words. I think there's a 50% chance you're right and a 50% chance you're miserably wrong.
Yeah,
because
I hope I'm wrong.
Of course we,
but the way, unless. Again, I'm not involved in these conversations or anything like that, so I have no idea what the plan is. But unless you cause drama, I don't know that you guys are just because I don't know. You guys all seem
But
like
these things, I'm just thinking back to my own experiences, which were not reality shows. They were just like us living in a house. There was always some drama. There was always like, oh, this guy. I remember one guy fucked a girl on somebody's bed, and the couple whose bed it was like, why are you sleeping on our bed? Another thing was like, who gets this room? And like, this person's too cheap. Like, there's just always shit that happened in real life. And I would imagine with some cameras and a little bit of bad blood here and there. And then at some point, some people will be like, I don't know, Danny's in a contract year. People are like, I got to make some noise here. I got to do some things, you know?
Yeah, you guys also don't know the ones from Chicago that well because they're kind of hired last year, but Annika and Ella, like, they could cause some problems not even trying.
Really?
Like, I've seen them kind of snap at each other off camera here. So I think they're 24-year-old girls, you know?
That's what I mean. You get a bunch of young people and some booze in the mix, like.
But even those examples you gave, that's just money. And you guys don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, but the sex thing was a little more like, why are you fucking on her bed? But like,
I guess everyone's gonna have their own bed.
Yeah,
like I'm not.
And you're not really. Yeah, you're not like. I remember there was always a guy who showed up with like a 30 rack, and it was like, thank you, but we all paid like $1,500 for this, and you just fit like $39.99. Like, that's not gonna do it.
This is one of my favorite summers ever. Like our one of our good friends came down for opening weekend, and was like, it was the first time we'd ever gotten a share house, and he's like, this is unbelievable. Like, I should have come in on this, but you should have, you fucking idiot. And he goes, you know, he stayed for the weekend. He's like, you know, you got one friend who's just so much fun. You're like, I'll finance him as long as he's
I'll
here.
bankroll him.
Right? Like, I know he's a
for the
cheap son of a bitch,
Yes.
but like, he's so much fun. He's got to be here. So at the end of the weekend, he was like, would you guys mind if I stayed? Like, I'll get groceries. And we were like, if you get groceries for the summer, done for sure. Like, you can stay. And he went home that day and he robbed his parents. Like, not robbed his parents, but he just rifled through his parents' cupboards. And he came
Brought
home
like
with
stray shit.
like half a fucking sleeve of Bubba cheeseburgers, like some Popeyes.
That doesn't count, bro.
And that was the only time he went grocery
Yeah,
shopping all
yeah.
summer. And I still have no regrets about it because he's that much fun.
Yeah, it depends on who you are, you know? That's why, I mean, like, Mike Kadick made that video being like, I will not do any drama. Rowan called him out, kind of being like, well, why are you doing this? But there's also, you know, you need room for, like, the lovable guy. Like, everybody kind of plays their role. It's just, you do need a villain, you do need some mess, and that, I don't think has revealed itself yet.
Right. I'm sure when they interviewed the Jersey Shore cast ahead of time, they were all like, I'm the fun guy at the party. You know, I'm good vibes. You know, no one's going to be like, I'm going to start shit besides Danny Smokes. He was kind of wilding out. But yeah, there comes a time where like you can't, like a certain age where like you have to have actual currency. Like, I'm not going to help you move for a pizza.
Right.
You know,
Right.
What pisses me off the most is people are like, oh, you order the Uber, I'll buy the first round. But then it's like, well, I'm buying a second round then. Like, you have to buy 2 beers from me in a row.
That's a good point.
Dude, it's so funny you brought up the moving. That was one of my early blogs, probably like 2009. I remember, and these were my favorite type of blogs to write because they were even more so valuable now, but back then they were valuable too, when it's like your own personal story. So it was like no one else on the internet's going to have this.
Yep.
And my buddy made a Facebook group.
I remember this.
And he said he needed help moving. And he goes, it was something along the lines, I can't remember it, but it was like phase 1, move from my mom's house. We're going to pack up my stuff at my mom's house and go to Brooklyn. And we're going to stop for phase 2 and go to like Chris's house and pick up his stuff. Phase 3, we're going to Philly.
What's going on here?
And the like the bottom of the Facebook group was like, we'll get pizza and beer.
Oh, give me a break.
And I was like, and at that point I was 25 probably. Right on the border of like, we still did do stuff just for free or for pizza and beer. And I remember blogging it, be like, I never even addressed them. They all read it on the blog for the first time. And I was like, who the fuck do my friends think they are? And they got a big kick out of it. But it was like, I think that was like the last time anybody ever tried to pull that bullshit.
That was a fun thing when it was like, I'll handle this on the internet.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Everyone else is talking. I'm like, I reserve my words will happen in about 45 minutes when this blog goes up, buddy. But there'll be, you know.
I could also see a world in which, because Chicago people have to like fly every weekend.
Well, okay, that's
just
another thing.
tiring. Like
That they were. So I was talking to Nicky and Annika yesterday, and their plan as of now is to fly back and forth for 5 straight weeks.
Yeah.
Why is there a rule that you just can't stay at the house?
I was interested to see if like that's almost another wrinkle, because I'm being told like I'm coming back Monday ready to report on the yak. I don't know if Jackie, you've been told that about here.
But it's also just very different for her. Like, she can get home in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, true. I didn't
max.
even think about that.
You have to get on a plane.
Yeah, and then it's like an hour drive from the airport, right?
Right. Also,
Just going
I don't
with
know.
the
The Yak will do their own thing, but I don't know if they know this. Like, you can like call. You can use a computer.
Yeah.
There are ways to connect via over multiple states now.
You're,
Well, they didn't tell me to do it. I was just told by whoever's running this.
as it stands now, the plan is you'd fly out Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
I would
It's
think Thursday to
Thursday.
Sunday if I had to guess.
So you'd be there Thursday night and you'd leave Monday morning to come back. Oh no, you'd come back Sunday night.
My thing was like in Jersey Shore, family dinners are a big thing on Sunday nights. So
Yeah.
are we leaving Sunday morning?
I think
Sunday night.
If you're trying to do like a real shore house experience, Sunday's the most important day.
Sundays were like, dude, there is nothing better than Sunday afternoon. You're like, let's go get like lunch and a couple beers before we hit the train or whatever it is. And then like one by one, people make decisions like, I'll get the morning train. I'm taking off of work. I'm calling in sick. And all of a sudden you go from like one guy who had a vacation who was off. I'll join you. I'll call out. And all of a sudden you have like 4 guys and you're like, let's go. That you have to have that. Sundays are like, especially, you'll learn this. You guys will both learn this at the Jersey Shore. Like Sundays at the Parker House and some of these bars are like, that's the day.
Yeah,
That's,
Sunday night is
Yeah.
that's the night. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
I'm
hearing.
hearing.
Shore Town.
I'm at a phase in life where I think like Sunday could end up being my biggest drinking day.
Totally.
You
How old
get
are
that
you?
shampoo effect. I'm 32.
Yeah, I hit that phase right around there.
It's like I'm not gonna go hard on Saturday, but then Sunday comes around, shampoo effect.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're on the floor of DJs.
It's
Yeah,
uncool.
it's like you wake up with a headache on a Sunday and you
Right.
go, 1 beer will take care of this.
And then
I feel pretty
Get the-
good.
you
Turns
that-
out 10 beers will take care of it too.
twinkle in your eye and like the mischief starts cooking. And
Yeah, you're just slap happy.
I remember that we were in one of the best beach bars ever in Montauk. Sloppy Tuna it's like really the only true beach bar in Montauk, at least when I was still doing it, right on the water, on the beach. And like it was a bar wide, like my crew, everything I just explained about, like I'll stay.
Yeah.
But then like this, like, you know, random friends you made at the bar were like, we're gonna stay too, and like all of a sudden the whole bar decided, and it was like a moment in my life where I was like, it like restored my faith in humanity.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, there are still good people out
Came
here
together
who
for a common
recognize-
cause.
Yeah.
That,
But-
like snow days bring the same vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
You get a bar like as it's starting to snow, grab a beer, and like,
Even-
oh,
even
starting to
better-
come down pretty hard out there. Yeah, we'll make it another. Right, next thing
Yeah.
you know, it's like
We're all on the same
1
level,
a.m.
and it's the
fucking
highest level.
6 inches of snow outside. Anything where you can fight something, like anything like that,
Yep.
that brings together a camaraderie environment. Where be it the weather, like be it work Monday, like when
Yeah.
you're like, you know
Fuck
what,
it, we're doing
fuck
it.
the man,
Yeah.
be the man, my boss, or be the man, fucking Mother Nature. Fuck the man. Like,
We had a
toss it
good
here.
run.
Yeah,
in,
I'm not gonna be another casualty of society.
We had a good run in like 2012ish, whenever that was, with Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Ida or Iris or something like that. We had a bunch of hurricane days.
Irene,
yeah.
fucking Irene, baby.
We like, it was so weird. I remember like Sandy, I was on the Upper East Side. That was like in one of the safe zones. Everyone got out of the flood zones, and it was raining hard and shit. But we like had a great time and a good like hurricane party. And I remember being like, Hurricane Sandy was a bust. That was nothing, because we were like 60 stories up in a Manhattan high rise, and then meanwhile like Brooklyn and Queens is like washed away. And I was like, maybe it wasn't a bust. But yeah, those moments are where it's at. That's where even if it's not drama, if there's a moment like that, that'll be good. That'll be good theater.
totally.
You know, like,
I think so. We haven't had like an official meeting yet, and I'm sure we'll learn everything there. But like what I was hearing is basically social clips only, and then it's always live. I don't really know what that means, but I'm thinking.
they're testing out cameras today. Like there's gonna be mounted cameras.
Okay,
and that'll
that
be
makes
live.
sense.
That could be like revolutionary in a sense of like, I think what has become so popular on the internet now, it's like, how many podcasts do you like that you don't really listen to because you watch through clips, you know?
Right.
How many like vlogs or characters do you know, but you don't really like watch their whole thing, you just see these clips? If there's a way to like make that the whole show, that could be, I don't know, because it's like, it's usually 15-second clips or 60-second clips, not like an hour or whatever.
Right.
But if there's a way to make that work, it could be revolutionary in that like we've never seen that done before. It also feels like by week 1.5, 2, you like kind of forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, if there's not somebody with a camera in front of you and like, you know, you think you're in a private room to have a private conversation or do some other shit and there's a fucking camera up there, you know?
Yeah,
That's when
I didn't know about the cameras being mounted, because before I was thinking, well, if it's just clips, that almost means everything that is posted has to be clip worthy, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it's like, what if the day
you're just
before a girl calls another girl a bitch, and they just laugh it off. It's not a big deal, so it's not clip worthy. Then the following day, the girls get drunk, and she brings up the fact that she called her a bitch.
But that didn't
are we
go
doing
out.
are we doing like phone clip flashbacks, shit like that? But
Well, that's
you're
where
right. They definitely
it's
have
probably
that
going to be
figured out.
a motherfucker for the social team. That sounds really, really hard. But I remember when Summer House is obviously kind of like the most popular version of this. Their show's been on forever, but I feel like everybody was in agreement that the early seasons where they were actually working yuppies who like they would commute in on Thursday or whatever, and then they would go back to their jobs, and they would even have like a flashback of them at their work and shit, and it was like, oh, these are like us, like regular people doing this. So I almost think you need a little bit of that, but commuting from Chicago is fucking insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whose idea that was, but
or just come to the New York. You know what I mean? Like that just seems unnecessary. But
I didn't think about till now that obviously you guys only have, how long is the commute from New York to?
maybe like if you hop on a train, it's probably an hour to get to Manhattan.
Damn.
I think it's like 2.5 hours.
It's not.
Oh, it's not?
No, not really. I mean, it's exit 9. It's really not that. It's not 2.5.
Shit, I might need a place to stay in
I
New
mean,
York.
if you're driving, it's
Kidding.
there could be traffic, but like if you hop on the train, it's that was also used to be my favorite shit. Get on the New Jersey Transit if you're doing your guys' spot in Manasquan, or the Long Island Railroad to go to Montauk was almost equally as fun.
Yeah.
I used to get a black plastic bag, and I would get, I don't know, anywhere between like 4 and 10 tall boys, and I would just throw. Penn Station just had like a cooler almost with ice, and you would just grab your tall boys, but I would also just throw a bunch of ice in the bag. And it's a 4-hour train ride, and by the end it was just a bag of water. I mean, I just think back, I'm like, there was probably someone who's 40, like just commuting home, sitting next to me being like, fuck this guy who's like getting water on me, and he's clearly shit-faced. And
I always think about that checking into hotels. That like just because like hockey tournaments when you were a kid, you just play like knee hockey in the hallways.
you're running up and down the hallways, you're doing the elevators, all that
And
shit.
I'm like, if I had a group of rambunctious 12-year-olds playing mini hockey in my hall, I would call the police.
It's funny how quick you do become that. Like, there's someone firing fireworks. Get rid of them. Like,
dude, the way we used to play, like, we'd be throwing each other into doors and shit
jumping
like
on
that.
the beds and all that sort of shit.
There was a hotel fairly recently, probably in the last year. I was in like Needham, Mass, and I was staying in the hotel, and there were a bunch of hockey bags, like kids checking in, and I was like, these kids don't know.
Yeah,
Hey, I'll either call the cops or I'll come out and I'll play. And I'll play at home.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And when I'm out there playing, you're going to wish I called the cops.
if I win, you all go to bed or jail.
But yeah, I think it's actually. I think it's going to be cool. I also think. I think it's going to be one of two. I think it's either going to be very much inside the Barstool bubble, or this might get outside of it, and you might have people who like don't even know you guys and don't know us and like pick it up, kind of like Surviving did.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the reality shows do that. There's like my siblings won't really watch anything Barstool, but then they're like, "Yo, when's the next like reality show?"
Get a
thing?"
challenge going.
Yeah.
You get a. Is there any winning of it? It's just live. There's no prize. There's no.
I think we're just living.
Everyone always jokes they're like lines. I don't even know what that means.
Say the prizes, Jackie.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to come on too strong. Yeah, there's only one big prize. But no, you guys were saying I think everyone has their own bed. I think I'm on the couch since I'm a late ad.
I think you and Una are both like.
I think I'm splitting a room with Una.
Yeah.
Oh, Una's in.
Una's in.
Oh, okay.
Una, that's how this kind of worked out perfectly. It was like Una wanted in. I think you wanted in, and they were like, we need to balance it with guys and girls. So then Una had that thing with Francis and the Yak, and they were like, why doesn't Una join? So Danny can join and it balances. But Una has it a little bit better because it was like she has Jackie. She was like, I'll sleep underneath Jackie's bed. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little
She's
different
got
from,
under, I got top.
I knew that was coming.
We made eye contact. Like, just say it already.
It's also like, I feel like it might be almost overwhelming on where to watch it because it's also like a house of content creators. They're all probably going to get, like, Annika's going to start a vlog.
Filming
She's
her
going to do
thing.
that. Like, all the
Yeah.
TikTok girls are going to be
Maybe
doing that.
that will almost be the confessionals in a way. That would be
Yeah.
a bitch to watch, where it's like you got to follow 20 people and the main account. But it's like if you watched on Viva La Stool and then it's like Annika gave the real scoop on her thing.
Yeah.
Which actually, I mean, this is all so convoluted and complicated, but that feels weird. We're in a weird spot in Barstool right now where it is like you're supposed to build your personals, but we have to do everything for the company. So it'd be a cool way to be like, you have to come here and film for this main channel, but anything else you do is on your own. And obviously if people are invested, they're going to go follow all those things. You know?
Yeah.
So that could be a good like hybrid way to work it, because it's going to be a lot.
I like that part a lot. I think we'll make like a lot of good content in that house outside of the actual show.
I'm in the middle of watching Love Island, and there's this one dude, Ace, who's like my favorite. Like he's like the most normal of the dudes in this house. He's a like Instagram dance instructor, and he does Zooms.
Seems normal.
He does Zoom lessons,
Okay.
and he does it with like Pakistani dudes, and he's like this young black dude, so he's like teaching him how to Dougie, and he's like, "Come on, Babar, like you gotta put your hips into it," and they're like, "Am I doing it right?" And, like, and he had one for like people in wheelchairs. Like he's a very, but my point is he's very like proactive, and like he's trying to chase these girls down. And he's like, all right, I need you to pretend to be the waiter. I'm gonna bring her down, and you have to give her the pancakes. We're gonna play ping pong, and if she wins a point, she gets a pancake. And he turns everything into a game. He turns everything into like, and all the girls are like swooning because it's like he's putting in effort and all that. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the back of a Nicky Smokes video where he's like, Katie getting kicked out of the house is like an NFL player getting traded into the So we'll see.
I'm gonna text Nicky now, because he might be he could be an agent of chaos.
Yeah, he gets simply put, he has a harder time keeping his cool than most people sometimes.
He's volatile.
Yeah, a bit. We were on Moot Can't Sleep last week, and I think he was drunk. He had tweeted like he was with that cornbread girl. I think she's like big on Twitter. Has some big breasts.
Oh, that's
I'm
picture,
just
like-
describing her, Jackie.
Oh, so
They're
you're
not
fucking
nice or
cheating on me.
anything.
Yeah.
No. And he was saying some ominous shit. He's like, just so you know, like, we aren't as much of friends as you think we are. Like, it's not going to go down like this. And we're kind of like, what are you even talking about? But okay.
Wait, he said that to you?
No, he just said it to in general, like anyone listening, because it was like the beach house episode.
Oh, I
so
see.
Mook was
I see.
rotating us all in. So he
I
gets a little
see.
weird like that. You know, like the Star Wars memes where it's like no caption. It's just supposed to be very ominous. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what this means, but it's not going to be good. And it's not going to turn out how you want it.
Well, will there be a like a smokes on smokes rivalry, Danny versus Nicky? Like,
There could be. Hey, don't forget Tommy either.
right? There's a triple smokes.
Yeah.
Smoke Stooges. Only one of us could be top smokes.
Tommy's interesting because I think he's a reality competitor,
He's a
not
veteran.
a like liver. You know what I mean? He needs a challenge. He needs an equation, a puzzle, something. You know?
Yeah. He's just going to be like in the corner thinking of icebreakers the whole time.
I hope he's just smashing. I hope Tommy brings home a new girl every night.
He's a good guy to party with. He's fun.
Yeah, there he is. What's up, man?
Smokes number 2.
We're yeah. So wait, who is King Smokes?
He knows who his daddy is. It's me.
He keeps trying to
I
say the narrative
shouldn't
that we're
sung
father
you.
son. We're brothers, if anything.
Yeah. He's like my apprentice.
So apparently, some guys walk into the room dick first.
I go nose first.
I go toes first, and apparently
Nose, toes, and dick.
nose, toes, and dick. Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. Some guys apparently walk in with their dick first. If you can't, and your dick doesn't go in first, BlueChew can help you walk into the room, like announce it to the world. Here's my dick, because BlueChew is not just a tablet; it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk, gave you a gym membership, and told you to pump it up and stand up tall, gave you a little more confidence. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. It ain't a supplement; it's a erection resurrection.
An erection resurrection?
Say that 10 times fast. It's not just about performance. This is about your legacy. This is about your third legacy. Someone else wrote this. Give her group chat something to talk about. So you know when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up, and nothing makes you more of a legend than a little BlueChew. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for our listeners right now. As always, you get your first month of BlueChew for free by using promo code KFC at checkout. You just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code KFC for your first month for free. KFC Radio is sponsored by Betterhelp. Men face immense pressure these days to perform, to provide, to keep it all together. So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year. There's a couple hundred million men, right? Only 6 of them.
6 million? And they're all on Twitter?
It's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be your best for yourself and everyone in your life. If you're a man and you're feeling the weight of the world, talk to someone, a friend, a loved one, a therapist. Go to BetterHelp. They can talk via Zoom on the computer, on the camera. You can call, you can text, any way that you can connect through the internet, digitally, over the computer or phone. You can talk to your licensed professional. They have over 35,000 therapists to pick from. The world's largest online therapy platform that has served over 5 million people globally. So 1 million men who out there needing help. So check out BetterHelp. They can help you get through your toughest of times, or if you just need someone to talk to and get through your daily stress, BetterHelp has got you covered. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, they can help provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/KFC. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KFC.
He's my apprentice.
But I mean, I think you all have to agree that Tommy Smokes is the OG Smokes.
I don't know. Robbie Fox told me today. He says when he hears Smokes, he thinks of me.
Tommy or Robbie?
Robbie told me that when he hears
when Robbie
Tommy,
hears- okay.
when
He hears-
Robbie told me when he hears Smokes, he thinks of me.
I mean, that's bad for the Tommy brand.
I agree with that. I've told Tommy that.
Really? You guys think that
Well, but-
Nicky Smokes is the official Smokes at Barstool? Second to Danny, of course?
Right.
I hang out with Tommy all the time, so I just call him
You just call
Tommy.
Tommy.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like Tommy was the original Smokes. No one really calls you just straight up Nicky. It's Smokes,
Yeah.
where everyone calls Tommy
Why
Smokes.
why
Tommy.
are you using Nicky Smokes?
So
Because his real name's Charles Longley.
Why are you doxing the Gubby? Nah, I don't care. It's fine.
Your name's Charles?
Charles Nicholas Longley. Yeah.
Bro, I almost
So
I almost fell out of my conference room chair when we were.
Yeah,
I was like,
when
who
we
is?
were doing
I was like,
whatever
there's
we were
another person. who else is in trouble?
Yeah, so I was named after my grandfather because he had a son, but he didn't want kids, so his last name died. So my mom named me after him, but then just called me Nick my whole life. So that explains the Charles thing.
Time out.
You just said that like that was a very common story. Like, wait, what?
Your grandfather was upset that his last name was dying? But he had a
Yes.
kid?
Yeah,
He had a
so
son?
He had a son, but the son didn't want to have kids. So
Correct.
The lineage.
So
Oh, the
Yeah.
son didn't want to have
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you.
I thought you were like, the
I thought that too.
grandfather didn't want to have kids.
Like this
so
bastard
he
kid
was
over
like,
here,
"Fuck this
Nicky
up."
Snow. Nicky Snow is not on my name, not on my
Hey,
family.
I thought you just said that so cavalier, like my grandfather abandoned his son, so the last name was gonna die.
I was just in my head like that checks out. Keep going.
and I
Yeah,
don't
well, what was he gonna do? The kid had bad vibes.
That explains a lot.
So Nick is just like kind of a nickname or whatever. But then you did you
So-
throw Smokes on for.
Yeah, when I first started making content, everything I did was sports betting related. So it was originally Nicky Bets, and then one day my boy was like, "Yo, Nicky Smokes just sounds cooler." I'm like, honestly,
does.
yeah, it
It's
does
a
sound
good
a lot
nickname.
cooler. It sounds way better.
It's weird. It's not like a synonym for bets though. We just ran.
Well, you know, Mookie Betts, a baseball player.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like what kind of like
Nicky
does
Betts,
Nicky
Mookie
Betts kind of sound cool? And I thought it did, and then my boy was like, nah, scratch that, make it Nicky Smokes.
How do you go from bets to Smokes though?
My boy was just like, yo, make it Smokes.
You just say it. Dude.
Random. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Duh.
Like, it just rolled
How
off
do
the
you
tongue
just
better.
change your name to Smokes?
Yeah.
I guess I did it too.
You still got some things to check off before you get that name. You got to take one coworker down before you get the last name. Those are the rules, bro.
Wait, did Tommy do that too?
Not that I know.
No comment. He's been here for so long. I feel like one slipped through the cracks.
He was the original. Like he became Smokes because he was running the Smoke Show account.
Oh, I thought he was Smokes because he was ripping that vape on the
No,
news.
that was different. That was Vape God, but he was. This was when he was first alarmingly stupid. That was his nickname because there was one moment on the
What a
rundown.
comeback.
Yeah, truly.
Seriously.
I remember on this rundown, Dave, we were like looking for somebody's name, and we like Google that, and Tommy Googled like Seinfeld goiter because like the actor was in the episode of Seinfeld with a goiter, but it was like we just needed you to look up a name, and we looked at his Google and it said Seinfeld goiter or something like that. And we were like, what the fuck kind of Google search is that? And Dave was like, that dude is alarmingly stupid, and that stuck for a good amount of time.
I thought it was
Maybe
the
stupid's a
pistachios.
Smokes gene.
Do you remember that? No.
No, well, there was a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's why Dave was like, you are alarmingly stupid. And at that point, he was fresh out of college. He looked weirder. He acted like totally Tommy-tism. Then he got in charge of finding the smoke shows for the Instagram account. So his job was to just like talk to hot chicks all the time. And it was kind of a joke because it was like the weird like new kid
Right.
is now talking to all the smokes. So he became Tommy Smokes. And then like he got funny and started to look less weird. And
I was gonna say,
like he's actually. I remember being like, this guy's a fucking loser. I remember he's a Fordham guy, and I was like, oh no. And then now I'm like, I think he's one of the funniest guys in the company. I think he's like,
Agreed.
I hear all these stories about him and chicks. I'm like, this is crazy.
how Tommy used to look, him running the Smokes account makes so much sense. Like, it had to be some weird because he looked like an alien when he first started.
Totally, man. He looked. I mean, he was out of college, but it was like it looked like he was fresh out of like high school.
He's one of those like. Apparently, I feel like they end up here a lot. I think we've had a lot of coworkers who are like, I hit puberty when I was 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big time. Big
Like,
time.
I think Tommy's one of those too.
Ugly ducklings who kind of like grow into their face a little bit or something.
I think I'm pretty sure I'm right that he had like a growth
Spurt of some sort.
like something.
He worked
holding-
out for a little while. He got like decently cut up.
It's
Dave
like-
wouldn't allow him to work out anymore. That was great.
We're in the cab on the way here. Clemmer had the same thing. Clemmer grew a foot in a year. I think Tommy had a similar thing. Like
Yeah.
that.
Big
Tommy
time.
might have got like work done the way.
He'll clip that. That'll be like for there's a couple guys I remember. I guess being a part of Barstool for so long, like watching it grow, it's sort of like I knew it was getting big and it was like, and it was gonna be like a whole different world. But when you just grow like incrementally with it, you don't notice it as much. You know. I remember like when finding out that like Tommy Scavelli was fucking girls, and like when Marty was first here, I was like, that guy is from outer space, and he was like, hooking up with some people. I was like, this is great. Like the Barstool effect is wild.
miracle
Now
worker.
it's just kind of like common. Everybody goes through it, but at that point, I was like, boy, anybody who writes this blog can like all of a sudden get girls, be cool, be whatever, you know.
Tommy's like, I'll make you a smoke show, but just one thing you got to do.
Dude, that was I do not envy Tommy for that at all, because I was very briefly a Smokes guy at Barstool, New York, and I don't know if it's I don't like talking, like I don't know, I hate
It's a little
sending those
weird
DMs.
and transactional.
Was it off a brand account or is it
Yeah.
from your
No, it was from
personal?
when I was doing it.
Well,
from my
yeah, when
personal
we-
one.
See, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, but it was not bad though. I remember when I was doing New York, it was me and K Marco, and the two things you had to do were Guess That Ass and local smoke shows. And I was like, I'll do the local smoke shows. I don't want to do it. So he would do Guess That Ass, and I was messaging. This was pre everything. I was messaging girls from my Facebook account, and I used to just have a very like professional like cut and paste, just like, hey, here's my name, here's what we do. We like find local girls who basically do this like modeling, on our page. If you're interested, cool. If not, like no big deal. But that always led to just like, we're having a party. Do you want to come through? Like,
I think I used your exact. I think you just sent me your copy and paste, and I still I hate it.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It just felt like salesman-y.
it did very much so.
Like it was like.
But by the way, 99% were like, awesome.
It
Let's
was
go.
Yeah.
Most
It was
of the
never
people
twisting
were,
your arm.
Eventually, it was like people were asking.
Yes,
but
yeah.
I just hated doing that.
Yes.
and I would get so uncomfortable, and I think I ended up switching off to Guess That Ass.
Yeah.
and I
Let me go stalk the fucking
I feel like
celebrities, not the real people.
I missed it. I feel like I missed like the golden times.
Yeah.
Now I get in trouble for getting with the local smoke shows.
Well, yeah. That's. I mean, to be. I don't know if I ever really hooked up with any of them. But it was a different time, in that, like, you probably don't even realize how exposed to mega hot chicks you are. Like, when I first started doing local smoke shows, it would be like you would get recommendations. So I'd be like, hey, anybody from NYU, So everybody at NYU would be like, here are the names of all the hot girls in the school. And I remember, like, when I would find them, I was like, I have never seen anyone this pretty in my life. Like, nowadays it's just Instagram models and like but at that point it was like you had regular girls from like high school and college. You would know that like Arizona State and like some of those places would have like a bunch of bombshells. But I would find out, like, I was like, this girl goes to like Marist in upstate New York and is like the most beautiful girl I've ever fucking seen. Now it's a dime a dozen on the internet, but back then it was like, whoa, I've never seen this.
Now you have to check for like the AI you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I used to have to for Barstool Chicago. I didn't have to like look for them, but I would have to post the smoke show to the Instagram story at 5:15 every single day for like 3 years.
It's a grind.
I had an alarm on my phone, and it's so funny to be like, oh, I got to do this again. And it's just like posting a really hot girl.
Yeah. No, but it is a testament to like anything can become work.
Yeah.
Because you would think like, I'll do this forever, and by the end I was like, oh fuck, I'm running out. I need like I remember being like, dude, there were times where if we ran out of like recommendations, this might be the creepiest thing we ever did because all the sites would do it. We would intentionally post like an ugly person. Remember that? Like it would be like not like a random person, but like let's find a really ugly picture on the internet, and we would post that and be like, this is what you guys get because you haven't recommended anybody. And then we would get flooded with recommendations.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Looking back on that, I'm like, oh my god.
Eddie would like find the smoke shows and post them on the site, and then I would post them on the story. And we're from like the northwest side of Chicago, similar area, so I'd see someone we both knew and I'd be like, huh, barrel's a little low today. Just choosing our friends.
The way you just explained how it was back in the day versus how it is now is so like we've switched. We just live like it's like life takes place on the internet now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like it reminded me of a time when Jackie and I were in the airport. I've said this 10 times because it was like such a jarring moment when Jackie, we were there. We were going to Louisiana maybe.
Yeah.
And she just like was like, God, everyone is so attractive. And I was like,
Not in the airport. Like
she was looking at her phone. I was like, Jackie, pick your fucking head up. Look, everyone's
These are all ugly.
Yeah. This is all fucking.
Quit looking at my Instagram.
God,
But, like,
Danny Conrad's so fucking hot.
There was that time when we were young and we were like, wow, like there's only like 3 hot people in the world.
Yeah.
And it's because we just don't fucking look around anymore. Like,
Yeah, but
if you
there
just
was
scan
I
the
mean,
room, everyone's ugly.
We've said before. I'd be interested to hear like your angle on this. Like there was, I would say there's like 4 or 5 like it girls throughout like basically my life where it was like in the 90s it was like Pamela Anderson in Baywatch, Britney Spears at her peak, Megan Fox when she was in Transformers, and then maybe like Margot Robbie kind of had a moment.
Yeah. Mhm.
Now I just feel like you can't. I guess there's like Sydney Sweeney right now, right?
Yeah.
But in general, there always used to be like 1 or 2.
Right.
Now it's just like this random girl on Instagram who has 9 million followers that like no skill, no talent, no movies, no nothing. It's just
It's a smoke show.
it's just a smoke show.
Sex sells, bro.
It really
Always has,
is.
always will.
It's crazy, man.
These
It's
girls
just-
are making like $80 million on OnlyFans.
we were talking to Abella Danger about that. Like, I can't. I don't doubt it, but I'm also like, I guess so.
I saw a clip though. I saw your guys' clip of you guys talking to her. She's like, big leagues, minor leagues. Why would I ever want to go to the big leagues if I could just go on
Make $80 million
OnlyFans,
at
get
home?
80 mil,
I
and
know.
take naked pics
Yeah.
versus get fucked by some dude with an 8-inch cock for 35 minutes?
And it's like your own schedule too. You're your own boss,
Yeah.
basically.
Dude, that was when Abella was like, I don't really do OnlyFans. I make like $100K a month. It's like,
It's like, fuck you, dude.
it's a little depressing, but
That was such a great pitch for OnlyFans. You get to be your own boss. That's the number one thing.
financial freedom and live your life. So
Charge your own
Pitching it like
prices.
it's fucking Uber.
Yeah.
You work when you want.
DM
just flip
Barstool
the app on,
Chicago
flip it off. These guys,
It's
we
a
were just
porn
kind of
star
saying
journeyman.
that, we were saying that like we don't know if there's going to be drama or whatever. What do you like? Do you think?
I definitely think there's going to be drama 100,000%.
Yeah.
I think just in terms of basic life, right? Like you go on vacation and you're staying with a buddy for a week. You're like, bro, get me the fuck out of this house.
By the end of that, you're like,
We're talking about
sick of each other.
Talking about 10 people in their 20s outside of Dante on a shore house for 5 weeks. Like
10 people in
naturally,
their 20s and 1 in their 60s.
yeah. Naturally, you're gonna get irritated with each other. So like
Yeah.
that's one, and then 2, like I know how I get off booze. I know how Annika is off booze. Like that alone will be its own dynamic. But if you think that we're all just gonna be in this house and just be kumbaya and like no one's gonna
I'm with you.
fuck
on
up
that.
when you're drunk, like you're crazy.
Okay, let me ask you this: Why?
Cause everyone's horny.
Why should it be like most shore houses are just a good time?
No, there's not one.
Bro,
I'm kind of more on his
well,
side.
you're
that,
talking about like reality television. I'm talking about shore houses with your friends.
No, but I'm even with him. Like what we've said about like like on those last weekends when you're like, get me the fuck out of here. That at least for me was usually also like because of certain dynamics and shit. Where I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be in this house.
And
anymore.
I don't mean this in a mean way, but like we're not friends really.
But
Yeah,
you're
Like,
We're
like
friendly,
me,
but,
me
like-
and Dan, like I'd say, like we're good work friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but like I'm not calling you on Saturday. Like, yo, let's go.
Right.
No, but like
we
that's
wouldn't
not
be getting a
friends.
shore house together.
That's also
under
kind of when
any
you
other
become
circumstance.
friends. You might become enemies, but you might become friends.
Yeah. Like we're not
I think
enemies.
it's just as likely that you guys all become best friends and have like the greatest month ever.
Well, then I get fired if that happens. I can't let that happen.
So that was my other thing. So I think that there might be a moment of somebody being like, I'm having fun. We're all friends, but this is still work, and I gotta like earn my paycheck. I gotta earn a contract in a contract year. Like I'm gonna go stir some shit up. Do you think you would just be like,
Yeah.
like blatant about that?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I love this job. I love this place, but I know Dave's not sending my ass to the shore house to have a fucking good time for 5 weeks. I'll tell you that. He wants me and Annika at each other's throats.
So could there be a moment on like week 3, things are kind of like Dave's like, these numbers are not good, and you're just gonna be like, all right, I'm just fuck you, Annika.
Yeah.
And just watch like the sparks fly.
That's what's tough though, is because I genuinely like do care about the girl.
Yeah.
And I know she cares about me, so that's the weird dynamic, because when we're doing our own thing, we're not in the same room, it's whatever, but like you see her making out with a dude, she sees me getting with another girl, like that's when shit gets real.
So like when you posted that picture with that chick with like your tits in your head, and then she posted like, you can take it down, I saw it.
Yeah.
Is that like funny and banter, or like that's like bad news?
This is funny. I was just talking to her.
That
To her about
real,
this yesterday. Danny saw us. Like everything with me and her is very real,
and all the public tweets are too, right?
Yeah, like people think
That's the young people shit where it's like, you guys are just tweeting it out there.
People think it's scripted. I'm like, bro, I wish it was scripted. Like, I'd be a much happier man if this was scripted. I'd be laughing at this shit, like not calling Nick Tarini, like, bro, I don't know what the fuck to do right now.
But also, I want to just be clear about something. You guys have, I feel like we've forgotten this at this company. You guys having fun can also be good content.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be drama.
I wasn't like it's going to be boring. You guys going to be having fun. Like you might just have fun and
If
do
you
fucking
guys
awesome
are like,
I hope
a
it- I hope
competition
it's-
pops off, and like you guys are playing beer pong, and there's a tournament or something like that, that can just be fun to watch on the internet.
Yeah, for sure. I hope it's like a 60-40 split of fun and drama. I do think you need a little bit of drama.
I agree.
You have
I'm just
to
saying
have it.
it's not like when I'm saying I think you guys are gonna have fun. I'm not saying it like this show's gonna suck. I'm just saying like I think you guys. I think it's equally possible you guys have a great summer as there's a disaster.
Yeah, and I hope that's what happens. I hope that's what happens, because I don't want to leave this show. Because the things like with Love Island, Summer House, all that other bullshit, show ends. They go back to Florida, California, Texas. We come back
right back to
here.
the office.
Like I'm gonna still see Annika. I'm still gonna see Ella. Like, I'm gonna see fucking everybody. So it's not like it just goes away.
Right.
Are you still in the like hate hard love? Like, are you still hooking up with her or no?
Yeah. Or no.
This is gonna be a mess.
I said
I'll tell you this. I just saw an Instagram clip about body language, and it said, "When you touch your nose, it means I didn't like what I just heard."
guys.
No comment. No comment.
They both just happen to have the same breakfast diner in the city that they go to. They split Ubers because it's cheaper. They hold hands for fun as friends. They're holding hands as friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, all right, here's like fun content idea. Why don't you and Annika get married? We can take it.
I told her.
Why don't you tell her
rule
right
that
now?
out.
Look at the camera and say, I love you.
Annika, I love you. Let's get married on the shore. We won't regret it.
Like that's fucking fun.
You want to hear my content idea? Barstool baby. Me and Annika have a baby, but we don't raise it. The office raises
That's
it.
much better.
A communal baby.
in honor of my grandfather.
Bro, a communal office baby is hilarious. There's an ice cream machine and a baby.
Doesn't that sound
You guys
fun?
see the baby? Go
Yeah.
play with the baby. There's the baby.
Doesn't that sound fun, guys? I get to bust in her, and you guys just handle the consequences.
Dude, that baby would be a content king.
Bro,
That's like some Truman Show shit from birth.
Me, dude. I follow a Barstool baby.
I would follow the fuck out of a Barstool baby. It's not allowed to leave these premises. It does not know the outside world. It's never seen
All it
grass.
knows is like the unreleased Mr. Jerry.
The whole audience just gets a live baby monitor at all times.
See, that's the other thing. Like, if that moment happened at the beach house, it would be a good clip.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like you might just be one giant podcast for all we know.
I told her I did want one like hot, spicy, messy makeout on camera.
With her?
Yeah. Just so they know who they're working
How much
with.
you charging?
Yeah, I mean, I think every other reality show we've done, I think literally almost every other one we've done, is a hit.
Yeah, and I like how it's not like a competition based. It's not like we're voting people off. Like we're
Right.
genuinely just there to get after it and stir some shit up. But it's not like we're trying to slime each other out.
Yeah.
Because every other reality show, it's like, all right, how can I fuck this guy over and get him the fuck out?
What have you guys signed anything yet?
No, not yet.
I'm very
but
interested to see what like that paperwork entails.
We will, right, Jackie?
Yeah,
we had,
fucking you know.
we had a great meeting yesterday. I don't know what we talk about it. So, but yeah.
I would just imagine that like you're gonna have to say
literally anything can happen to me in this house, and
Dave said
allowed.
it's gonna be like a Bravo contract, like flirting, fucking, everything is like.
Because like
fair game.
Only in the house?
I feel like in the what?
Only in the house, though.
Yeah.
Not in the office.
I feel like there used to be, back in the day in like real world and shit, if you made physical contact, you were out, like done.
Yeah.
And now,
Which I always thought was a weak rule.
yeah, me too. But now it's, housewives like slap each other in the face like every fucking 2 seconds, and like there's.
But back
fighting.
in the CT where it was like, well, one person is just pushing it 99% of the way,
and then I slap
just
you.
because I'm taking it 1% further. Why am I the fucking one in
Yeah.
trouble? Like,
Yeah.
they clearly wanted that to happen.
Right. Those were the good old days, though.
I really don't think it's going to be as forced of stirring the pot,
Right.
As,
So, I mean,
as you think, like, because I know you and Annika's dynamic pretty well. If she sees you talking to another girl at the bar, she's not
erupt.
faking that. She's mad.
Right.
I could see a world in which I feel like, you know how like sometimes you're like, I've said this, but like when you're just like, I'm gonna have 1 or 2 drinks, and then you end up getting blacked out. Like I could see a world in which like Kadick, the sleep, like is like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not gonna start any drama,
And then
he
he's
ends
the
up
one.
starting drama, or like.
And I mean,
Oh,
Annie
you're just
maybe
innocent
you.
over there, right, Jackie?
No. I actually think I haven't said that I won't start drama.
she's being
I've
very
been-
measured about her words, where she's like, I'm not gonna not do these. Like,
Yeah, I saw
She's
I
leaving
saw
the
that
door
clip the
open.
other day. You're like, I don't want to sleep with my coworker. Like, bitch, I said the same shit too.
I didn't
But
plan this.
I don't want that clip like being. I don't want anything. I've been so calculated because I just know if something does happen, and then that clip would be turned around to me being like, I would never fuck any of my coworkers. Not that I'm gonna.
No, you're
Sorry,
you're gonna get clowned for that. Trust me,
Yeah,
it's coming.
exactly. Yeah,
when
I
you
know.
and Danny are like,
Yeah,
You support
exactly.
that, by the way, as like the podcast parents.
I think so. I the rest of you.
I think
goons,
that's the best guy that someone could fuck in the house.
That's what I said.
Yes.
The rest of you guys, I was like, I told her, you can do whatever you want. You make your own decisions. I just don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Danny is a little bit different than you guys.
Yeah.
We'll know more at the shore. But
Because really though, it was. Dante's 1,000.
Yep.
I don't know anything about Mike Kadick. I just don't think that's a thing. Tommy it would be insane if Jackie fucked Tommy. It would be. I would have to quit or something. I don't know. Someone's got to go at that point.
Clip
One
that
of
bitch.
us three. There was also at one point was the Nadeau thing just a rumor?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not
So at that point I was like no. And like that was really it. And then you, and I was like I just
too much baggage here already.
Yeah.
Dude was the
so-
only one I was worried about.
I did get the green light though, because I asked. I'm like, damn.
What does that
like,
mean?
I said, yeah, like, can I go full smokes? Because like,
Oh, from Dave though.
like
I
yeah.
from Annika. Okay.
But like I've obviously dipped my pen and company ink one too many times, and I was like, well, if they're sending me to a summer house, I feel like they kind of want me to do this. Like, am I gonna get fired if I like sleep with a coworker there? And they're like, no, like you could do whatever the fuck you want.
So
You won't be
you're
broke
on like
it.
it's like kind of like what he said, like in office, out of office. Like so, if you think if you had sex with a coworker from like Monday to Wednesday, you're fired.
probably.
He's gonna be. It's like he's waiting for midnight. Boom! It's Thursday.
Thursday, let's go. Bravo contract kicked in.
Yeah, to be clear, I think the biggest stipulation is just physically in the office.
Thanks, Danny.
So I got your back, looking out for you.
I know.
Might have to get a smush room in the office for you.
good.
But yeah, I feel like drama is also a strong word sometimes too. You can ask Nikki. Like, I'm usually a menace around the office sometimes, just like accusing people of shit.
Yeah.
For my investigations, little shit like that, and sometimes
Yeah.
people get really mad. So it's not like you fucked who necessarily. It's
Just like,
dude,
you're
shut the
annoying
fuck
me.
up. You're annoying.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like a lot of people are caught up in the drama is solely going to be based around fucking.
Yeah.
Like it could come in
Yeah.
so many different avenues. Like,
I
you
think-
left without me. Like what the fuck?
Right.
And then like boom, there's like a chick fight.
I've been
Oh,
saying this
yeah.
since day one too. Feitelberg and KFC. I think you both attest to this. Dante will be a big problem one of the weekends.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dante will.
No.
He says
This
some
version of
offhanded
Dante? For
shit
sure.
sometimes where
For
it's
sure.
like he
Dante
didn't know
will-
that was.
It'll be like politics or something. Just something.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like
But so in my experience with Dante, he's two different people.
Blackout Dante. You're talking about like Blackout Tour Dante?
No, I mean
days?
like just like online and in real
Oh,
life.
yeah.
Dante
That is true. That is
Clark Kent, and like he is a completely different person
Yeah.
in both places. So I don't know if people. I don't know what to
smokes.
expect from Dante. I don't see him enough these days. Maybe he's mostly the online guy.
Yeah, but I also think Dante's going into that being like, I'm going to show these like young bucks what it's really like to like party and be out and all that sort of shit. So I don't know if that means drama, but I think he's going to be like, we're doing shots right now. We're staying out at the bar till 4 a.m. We're doing, like all that sort of shit.
I
He's
love
like,
when an old head gets
was gonna say,
confidence.
yes.
I love it because
Put
then they
him
wake
under
up the
the
next
fucking
morning,
ground.
you don't hear from him all day long. Dark room,
Yeah.
aspirin on the table,
That's when he's writing the conspiracy.
on Twitter.
Lori Lightfoot. That is the I would say the biggest, most consistent, fatal flaw of Barstool personalities is overconfidence in your older self.
Yeah.
I mean, I somehow missed this until this morning, but I just watched the Cons and White Sox Dave race.
Oh my god.
And I mean, Cons was doing more talking before that than maybe anybody ever at Barstool. I was in the Army. I will never lose to you. I'm so competitive. I'm the best. I'm handsome. You're ugly. I'm tall. You're short. You're fat. I'm not. I mean, he was going in, and then just like didn't even come close.
Got
you know?
smoked.
And I just feel like we've seen that time and time again. White Sox Dave was one of them too. I could throw 95, and he could throw like 79, and Rocket went through that. And like if you like stop working out, drinking, fucking, partying, whatever it is, for like a year, you've lost it.
Yeah.
Let alone like 20.
It's like White Sox Dave still thinking you could throw 95 off the bump.
Right. No, you can't.
80's still good at 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's the thing. It's like I would be ultra impressed if he said I could throw 80, and he did. I'd be like, wow, I could throw like 42 right now. But if you tell me you can throw 95 and you throw 80, well, then you look like an asshole.
Exactly.
So it's always just the bar you set. And like, there's no doubt in my mind that crew on the Blackout Tour probably drank and partied more than like maybe anyone alive other than like 80s rock band. You know,
I watched those videos. I was like, damn, dude. That had to be a fucking time to be alive.
Employed at the wrong time.
There are parts of me, very small parts I don't talk about at parties, that think I'm invincible because I survived the Blackout Tour. I'm like, I might just not be able to.
From the drinking to the living conditions to the travel to like the germs to like everything, you guys should have been dead 5-6 different ways.
It might be like I might not be able to die.
but that was like at your guys' peak. And like, yeah, if we threw you in a time machine and you got dropped into the Blackout Tour, maybe Dante could drink you under the table then. Maybe not. I don't know. But certainly or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like the Blackout Tour in its heyday was probably the craziest, but that was a long fucking time ago.
Dante was 50 then.
Yeah, man. I remember like the combine I did. I was never like talking
Dude,
shit.
that's one of the worst videos I've ever seen. I don't think I got to tell you that to your face, but I watched that shit. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is bad.
But I remember being like, I was like 25, right?
You were 25 in that?
20, no, wait.
You were older than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I started at 25, so it's probably 28?
When was it?
7? I don't
You
know.
just
I would
lie and
say
say you were 35.
But that was, even for me, I was just like, I wasn't like, obviously like a tremendous athlete, but I played basketball in high school. I played pickup sports. I would run around and move, and I just didn't for like, I don't know, 5-6 years. I got a couple surgeries, and I was just like, oh, I've lost it. Like it's gone. So to think that for anybody who's add another decade onto that, like, I don't know. It's just sometimes the confidence. I'm like, you guys know that we're like old, and like I can see you're kind of fat, or like you haven't jumped in 20 years or whatever the fuck it is. You know,
Dave would be like, "What? I've thrown 94 before." I'm like, "Yeah, in high school. Like, you're missing the 20-year gap."
I think people like come in here and like stop aging in their mind or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because you
Which
don't,
makes
you don't
sense,
feel
though, like-
old. Like I'm hanging out with you guys. I know like the new trends and the new terms, all that shit that you feel young, but your body ain't. You know what I mean?
I haven't put on pants with a button in 6 months. I probably, you know what I mean? Like,
KB like just put me in a wrestling move last week, and I kept trying to get out of different ones. It's like how he has fun. And then one time, I got his leg, and then he just like yanked my neck down. This was like 11 days ago, and it still hurts. And I'm starting to think that it'll just never be cured.
Bro, when he like straight up body slammed Steve and Jay, I was like,
Body slammed me yesterday.
that would like probably have literally like shattered my body.
I think it broke his shoulder.
Yeah,
Wasn't it
he broke his shoulder.
And then I saw Kadick like doing Oklahoma drills with that one dude. He just lit him up.
Lucas.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You're a fucking asshole, man. You're a fucking dick and you know it.
But here-
Like, you agreed to do an Oklahoma drill with a guy who's 10 times your size. What do you think is going to happen?
Here's another thing, though. Like, former athletes could come here and get humbled a little bit, too. Because me and Kadick, we went to some ratchet-ass place, Sacramento.
I
And
thought you were gonna say like a strip.
we got fucked up out there. And I was like, dude, I would smoke you in a one-on-one drill. He's like, dude, I'd throw you into the fucking wall, hit him with a spin move. And I broke him, and he was devastated. Like, snatched his soul from him. But, like, that's what
I'll be
happens.
bringing that up at the house.
Like, you always
Maybe
think you
Kadick
still
will
got
leave
it.
crying, you know?
Kadick, you can't go over 2, right?
That's the great equalizer with the athletes is like they're obviously bigger, stronger, faster, but if they do lose, it crushes them.
Right, like when Chief lost to Eddie in one-on-one.
Well, that was brutal.
We still talk about
You
that.
can't live that down.
I mean,
ever.
I'm watching in real time. Taylor Lewan's gone through like a human, like a shift as a human. Like he's not the same person.
Really? What,
That-
You didn't see his
the-
first pitch?
Oh, no.
It was like 50 Cent bad.
And then Will stepped up and threw a fucking George W. Bush Game 1 of the World Series after 9/11 seed. Like,
Oh, my God. At least.
he was like, I mean, it was bad enough that I did a video on it. People were like, "You're so stupid. This is obviously fake." And I was like, brother, it's not. Like, I'm here and I'm seeing the conversations behind the scenes. Like, he's wrecked. I mean, apparently he's going to Detroit for like redemption. And Will was like, "You'll get your redemption. You'll probably throw a strike, but like the other video is not going away, dude."
No, that lives forever.
That's
If I ever got
forever.
asked to throw a first pitch, I'm like hiring a coach and practicing for like a month.
A first pitch is like one of the sillier things that we assign a tremendous amount of like clout to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I threw a strike, you didn't throw a strike, whatever. No, it's like, I threw a strike, I'm the man, you didn't, you're a fucking loser and a zero and you should kill yourself.
You have everything to lose.
There's something just inherent, like you just should be able to throw a ball.
Yeah,
That's just every guy feels that way.
Yeah, you're not listening to many men the same way again.
Dude, I threw a first pitch once at obviously nothing compared to Taylor, at a Martha's Vineyard Sharks like summer league game. It's kind of like, like Cape League baseball.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. And I was just at the game. I think they heard I was on the island. Whatever. It was
Does anyone want to throw the first pitch out?
Yeah. And I was like,
Welcome
"Yeah."
to that guy.
I was like, of course I'll throw the first pitch. Like, that sounds awesome. And before the game, I was like talking to the teams, and like what the other team they were playing gave me a shirt, and all like a lot of the players are like, "So what you can do? You got to throw from the mound." And I went, "From the mound? I might throw this fucking thing from center field." Right? And they're like, "Oh shit!" Fucking bounced it like a 5-foot bounce, like not even from the mound. I didn't go to center field. I threw it from the mound, bounced it to the plate, and I was like, "All right, fuck this. I'm never doing this again."
It's tough.
I had
It's-
all the confidence in the world. I was like, "This is gonna be fucking."
Yeah, I wouldn't even
cake.
focus on aim. Let me just get it to the plate.
Yeah.
just airmail that shit. There's something. It's almost like I want to do it, but it's like it might just be better to say no to this. Because if something goes wrong, you are fucked.
Nothing to gain, really.
Or at this point, I think I would just airmail it on purpose and be like, "Dude, was it on purpose or not? Let's go viral."
Yeah.
The
'Cause that's what
MGK?
everybody does, huh?
The MGK.
Yeah,
And you like throw it throw
Like
it in the
over
upper
the
deck.
fucking.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
No, I
God
can't.
damn, it bothers me so much. He makes good music.
I can't picture him being able to throw a baseball anyways. That
Cool.
probably wasn't fake. MGK?
This is very
Yeah, dangly.
a lot of parts to handle. Yeah.
Looks like he never played baseball.
Well, like you said, there's
if I had
nothing to
guess.
gain. You throw a strike, it's like, you should be able to do that. And
you
you
don't,
don't.
you're-
You throw a Luan, it's like, how the fuck are you an athlete?
Right.
You can never win with the internet.
No. Fresh air, sunshine, and good food. That is what summer is all about. HelloFresh makes it easier to fit quick, home-cooked meals into your schedule every week by curating delicious recipes like pasta primavera, chicken Dijon, pecan-crusted trout.
Pecan trout.
See, what I love about HelloFresh, I would never order pecan-crusted trout ever,
see,
but
I would order.
You would?
If you got something crusted on the menu, I'm getting it.
trout, though? You're a trout guy?
I would ask with fish. I go, "Is it a fishy fish?" And
Is it a
then
fishy fish?
And then if they say no, I'll go, "I'll take it."
It's like a steaky fish instead of a fishy fish?
Yeah, I don't like the real, like they kind of smell a little bit. They're a little
It's like white
little,
and like
little
it's
gooier in your mouth.
Yeah.
the white I like, but like the ones that like almost like cut like a cheese.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
like,
what you
I
mean.
don't want that.
Yeah. Well, these are things that I would never really order, but all of a sudden I try it at home and I'm like, oh, this is like my new favorite meal. They have 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats to match with all your main meals. And in 2025, HelloFresh is evolving to fit every lifestyle by bringing customers even more convenience without compromising the taste, health, or homemade quality. So right now they have their new ready-made meals that offer chef-crafted, flavorful dishes that are ready in just 3 minutes. So you can dig in, get outside, get work done, just get some more me time this summer. Because I know the cooking is quick too, 20, 30 minutes, but 3 minutes is more your boy's style. So whether you want to cook or just heat them up, they got you covered. Every HelloFresh meal uses high-quality ingredients, including seasonal fresh produce and proteins that travel from the farm to your doorstep. Flexible deliveries that you can pause or skip whenever you need. They got you covered. So feel great with meals that fit your summer schedule and make the season even more delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com/KFC10FM to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. If you have one box with an active subscription, you can get free meals and this free item for life. They get applied as a discount on your first box to new subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/KFC10FM. to get 10 free meals. It's officially sandal season, and Reef is the sandal brand that owns the summer. So whether you're hitting the beach, the boardwalk, or just walking to the corner store, it puts you in the right vibe. From the all-time classic fanning with the built-in bottle opener on the bottom to the Phantom 2.0 sandal and the cushion slide, Reef is the name in sandals, both classic style and technical features for the last 40 years. I throw on the flip-flops. I'm hesitant to throw on the flip-flops. I'm not an open toe kind of guy, but they've got you covered with all sorts of different footwear there. They have the suede sneakers that are like, what do you call that when it's like, it has a back, but you also can just like step on the back as well and almost wear it kind of like a clog, you know?
Yeah.
I got a pair like that right now, the Neptune, where it's like I can wear it as a sneaker and pull it over the back of my heel, or I just kind of slide in and step on it.
A
and
convertible
it works.
mule. That's
A convertible mule. I like that. Reef's got you covered with the flip-flops or the convertible mules. No matter what kind of footwear guy you are in the summertime, Reef has got you covered. And right now, sandal season is here. Reef's got you covered with a 15% discount on your first order over $49 when you go to reef.com/KFC Radio and then use KFC Radio 15 at checkout. Or you can get free shipping on any order over $65, your choice of deal. That's reef.com/KFC Radio, and then at checkout, use promo code KFC Radio 15 for 15% off your first order over $49. That's why the beach house is going to be interesting.
I'm excited to see like everyone's true personalities come out because
but
what you were saying
being
with
around
Dante,
people-
like you have like an internet persona, but then like you have that reality side, and it kind of just shows that different side, like how you actually mesh with people.
Yeah.
Because
Even
like when
just being
I have
outside
to
his
go like
office is
this
totally different.
and make a TikTok, I'm like, bro, I actually hate myself. But like if they just have cameras rolling and I'm just like being myself, talking with people, and like I see those clips, I'm like, oh, okay, like I actually like what I do.
Yeah.
But the second I have to go like selfie mode and make it, I'm like, bro, I actually put a gun in my mouth. Like,
Do you guys hang out in this office?
Yeah.
Outside
Yeah.
the office? Yeah.
Oh,
a couple times.
yeah.
But like,
we were-
like in general, like not specifically you guys, but like, is there
Yeah.
clicks that go out?
Yes,
with each other and all that
yes,
sort of shit?
yes,
Time.
Yeah.
absolutely.
especially since a lot of people are like transplants. You know?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
we-
always been a Barstool thing. It kind of becomes your professional life, your social life, especially once you move. It's like when
I don't have any other friends.
everybody
so-
moved to New York, and it was just like we're all just gonna hang out together. But then if I'm old and I'm from home, you're not. Like everybody kind of pairs off.
I think it's cool when you start to have that, but as you work here longer, you realize like you need both.
Yeah.
Like you need your Barstool friends, but then you need people
Totally.
that have nothing to do with Barstool.
because if you're around it 24/7, it's just like
Then it just gets sticky.
right. So, if you're hanging out from Thursday to Sunday for 5 straight weeks, it's gonna definitely get sticky.
You know how sticky it gets, DC?
I think he's speaking literally.
Yeah, for me probably. But you got a wild side to you that not a lot of people know about, which I'm excited for the
Yeah,
world
we
to see.
went on Storm Chasers together.
Yeah.
What was that? 8 days, 5 states,
That was
minivan.
nuts.
It was a wild time.
You were low key the
Wait,
MVP.
who's the big booze bag of this crew?
Katie can.
Katie, I feel like Katie could probably have
beers.
75
Yeah.
years.
I get
Yeah,
burned.
center at
Beers.
University of Indiana, you can fucking.
Yeah, like he's like Andre the Giant. Like I don't think he's gonna get drunk. He's just
Yeah,
trying.
he's the booze bag. I'd probably say I'm like the degenerate bag.
What's your drink of choice, your poison, your vice,
Shit.
besides the cocaine?
Yeah. Well, that's another. I'm worried about that.
Can you do
I'm
drugs on the
just
show?
kidding. I'm sure not on camera.
camera, but like-
the last thing I need with my position is to get arrested with a bag. So I think I
Sincerely,
might just
dude.
be on straight Adderall this whole trip.
Dude, wait, that would be insane. Well, do whatever you want, obviously, but like you are absolutely allowed to be arrested with cocaine.
You think?
It's all you talk about.
You're
man.
Nicky-
Well,
you're
you
like-
asked-
I thought you're Nicky.
like-
you're Nicky
Well,
should be
it's
dead.
not all I talk
not-
about. I'm
it's
just an
not-
open book.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
Like
It's
everyone
not
else
many people
hides
that
it,
say
and when we
yes.
go out, it's like Smokes. It's like, oh, now you motherfuckers want. Okay,
No,
I see how this shit is.
That is what I meant. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like be like it's all he talks about. But yes, you're open about it.
Right. Yeah.
So like
If you
get
if you
caught
say
with
it, if you publicly say it once, that's like 100% more than the average person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a
Yeah.
resident cocaine guy.
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't
ever
think
get caught
Dave
with
would be
weed,
surprised.
like, guess what?
No, he would not be
I have-
surprised.
No, I just don't know if it's a fireable offense.
I think if you,
But you better have a lawyer
if
to get
you
that
got like in
contract.
trouble, I think if you were just doing it, if there's something where you got like arrested, I think it would just be like you got arrested.
The Nicky Bags mugshots, he would do numbers.
Bro, mugshots are the dream is to get like arrested for something not so bad,
Right.
But get a good mugshot.
Yeah,
That's
dude. I still when I go through TSA, I'm like, I hope they arrest me right now. Like just like because every time I go through, I have like a weed pen in a bag or something like that, and I always think like, I wonder if they're gonna stop it, and I always think, I hope they do.
Today's the day.
I don't know. I'm not going anywhere important.
my
I'm just
day.
like, what?
Well, in our world, like, I mean, Trent getting arrested in the moment, I think he was like, freaking out, and ended up being one of the best things that's ever happened.
Dude, imagine I got arrested because I had a weed pen in my toiletry bag.
I'd be laughing the whole way to the bank. Yeah,
It's a good one.
yeah. So what do you drink though?
If I'm drinking liquor, I love tequila.
Yeah.
Tequila. I can't do
You're just
shots.
like a Miami
though.
scumbag. Oh, really?
I can't. I could do 1 to 2 tequila shots. After that, I start double swallowing them. But like tequila soda with a lime is usually my go-to if I'm drinking liquor, or I just love beers too. So either one of those.
You guys
two works.
should maybe drink espresso martini in a pre-bottled.
I do love an espresso martini. I love.
Definitely will.
If I'm at dinner, it's always extra dirty.
I'm sending
martini.
Jackie and Una with cases of it. I don't care who your sponsors are. I don't care what's going on. I'm smuggling that shit in that
What's
house.
her deal?
Una?
Yeah.
So she's our summer intern. She was like a big KFC Radio fan. She was like super aggressive, trying to like go at like a go-getter to get the job, and then like within like the first week she was mixing it up with Francis and like kind of she was on the act, so she was kind of like
Yeah,
part
she
of
won't
the
be
storylines.
behind the scenes after this show.
I don't think so. I think I told her, I was like, I can't really promise you a full-time gig. You do need to like try to stand out this summer, but it's such a fine line. You don't want to be like a try-hard. You don't want to be a douchebag. You don't want to be an asshole, but you do got to like insert yourself. And I think she kind of stumbled into like the best case scenario where like she got called out and she kind of was fucking around, but didn't really do anything wrong. So, and then you get invited to a house like this, and
I mean, she can make a name for herself quick at this house.
right. That's
Just
the
take
blueprint,
Tommy Smokes down. Or Danny. That'd be scenes.
Earmuffs, Jackie.
Oh yeah, my bad, Jack. I forgot you
Come
were
on,
there.
man, blowing up the spot in front of his girl like that.
My bad.
I wonder if there will be a so the girls are Ella, Annika, Jackie, Una,
Bree.
Bree.
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah, well, I'm in the middle of watching Love Island right now, and there's this one chick who's like crazy, like arguably maybe the nuttiest chick ever on any reality TV show, like the America like consensus. America's come together for the first time in like 2 decades and agreed on something, and it's like fuck this chick. So I was wondering if there, but I don't know.
Ella can be a nut when she's drunk.
Ella is a wild card when
Actually,
she's
though.
hammered. She gets after. Like I'm talking like some shit you have not seen before.
Yeah.
What does that mean, bro?
Jekyll Hyde.
She's killed a man.
Like I'm not gonna like spill her tea because like.
Yeah.
Like I keep that between me and her, but like when she's out like with her group, she just turns into a demon. in like a fun way. I wouldn't say it's like a you know how like some girls get angry when they're drunk and they're just miserable to be around. Like she's very fun, but she's very reckless at the same time.
She takes
like,
no shit. She'll call you out. But what was I gonna say?
Do you think there's is there any worry? I mean, like Bree is just like a mega star,
Right.
Like, and she's doing the whole thing.
I'm interested to see like what her involvement's gonna be. Like if she's gonna like want to be part of the squad, or she's just gonna want to like do her own thing.
She's a weird one because she is a mega star now, but I also feel like she's pretty normal.
She's
like,
excited for it.
yeah, like I think she probably is happy to like be in a normal,
Yeah.
fun young people situation.
Yeah.
But
See.
I was
there's just
gonna
a
say,
clear
but-
kind of divide of like, I'm a mega star.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
But I think it was kind of like her idea a little bit too. Maybe
The whole thing, or just to be in
or
it?
like to be in it.
Well, here's the thing. Like when I first started at Barstool, like I never really thought like Dan would be so personable with me because he's like a megastar. And then I went out with Biz to Edmonton. I'm like, bro, this guy is like larger than life out here. But like he took me under his wing. Like we grew up together. So
He's a good dude like that.
like I've never met Brianna like that, but she could have that in her where she's like, know what? I'm with this fucking house. Like we're gonna be one big family. Or she could just be like, nah, fuck that. Like
I'm very interested. Actually, we keep talking about the house, but I'm thinking more also about like the bars is a weird.
I don't know.
Like
if
she
I
can't.
want people to film in the bars.
You can't go. But if it's
Well,
just
it's on your phones. They're not gonna.
It's
take
not.
your
If you you
phones.
can't have a cameraman,
No,
but you can.
like music.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jackie and I were talking yesterday, and she was like, my like biggest concern is, and I was thinking, like fighting with your coworkers on camera, people having sex,
Getting swept off your feet by Danny Conrad.
right? Like too many people in the house. She's like, we're not gonna be able to listen to music when we're drinking.
She came up to me. She's like, we need a.
I think I've told everybody. I'm like so stressed out about it.
The music.
Everyone's got AirPods in, walk around the house.
That's what we said yesterday. We're like, everyone starts the song in 3, 2, 1.
Jackie, don't worry, I'm working on the mixtape.
That'd be such a funny like video if someone's just walking by the house. We all have our AirPods in, going crazy, and no sound.
Or we were thinking like APM playlist. We just
licensed
search,
music. I got a
figure-
couple, Jackie.
Yeah, just some
yeah.
random like generic beats. In
But
the
like you
background.
could, I like yesterday I copy pasted Gangnam Style into it, and like songs will show up that kind of sound like that.
Yeah.
We got some
They do make
bangers
it
on there.
decent.
Or the DJ could step in, Dante the Don, and we can
Press
listen to
play.
his mixes.
Give me 12 beers, I'll start freestyling.
We are not going to give you 12 beers.
I think that we should come up with a song, an APM music song, beach
Make
house
that
song,
like
and
your
then- 'cause
jam.
If we can have lyrics, and then we can listen to that and pregame to that.
I'm with that.
Need like
That's
an
a good idea.
anthem. I just can't imagine though. Like, I mean, I remember. So Parker House is like one of the big beach bars down there, and in like 09, 10, 11, I was blogging about like it's my favorite bar in the world, and Captain Collins to this day still blames me that it's like gotten so popular. I don't know whether it was me or coincidence or whatever, but it got to a point where it was like. You were waiting online like 2 hours to get into this bar. It's just become like so popular and people are there all the time. And like when we were at a fraction of our size, if we went to the bar, it was like nonstop pictures and crowded and like everybody. I mean, and I can't even imagine what it's like for someone like Brianna to go to some of these bars. If you guys all roll into DJs, like it's going to be a fucking zoo.
I said that the other day, like Brianna could be like our shield, like everyone will be worried about her.
Yeah, you
and
guys
then we're
can actually
over here in the
live-
back, just like
She's just taking traffic.
You want my autograph?
I'm kind of famous too. You guys heard of Danny Conrad? I'm over here.
Who said that?
All right. Well, I think it should be interesting.
be a good
That's for
time for
sure.
sure.
We'll know more at the shore.
More at the show.
We
Have
know
you
nothing now.
done Jersey at all?
I've never been, no.
Me neither, no.
You know. Like, has anybody?
Probably Bree.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
I mean, I haven't. Been
I know
there
Ella
in so
has
long.
friends out there.
What's Annika like drunk?
It depends. Like if she's feeling me,
Nick's like,
she's
"Great
amazing.
Yeah, you can't ask someone who used to bang someone. Maybe
If we're on good terms,
She gets a little freaky.
Sometimes we have sex. Other times we have brawls in the middle of the street.
that's it right there. It's like if we're rocking together, it's a great time. If we're fighting, it sucks.
I just there's Parker House, Osprey, Leggett's, DJs if you want to be like a Guido, couple dive bars.
What's wrong with Guidos? I'm a Guido.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You'll meet them. You'll meet them.
Yeah. Again, I say all this. I have not been there in a decade. I don't really know what it's like anymore. But DJs is like gorilla juice head fucking. Like I remember the bouncers there had to be like NFL linemen to be able to bounce the regular fucking patrons
shit.
because it was just meathead like Jaeger bomb juiced up fights that were like both these guys like 300 pounds. Who's gonna kick them out? And some guy who's like 6'8" would come and pull you out. I mean, it's I don't know what it's like anymore, but it was Guido. You'll look like a fucking like Irish Mick in there.
I probably will. Oh, one of my best friends in Chicago went to college with Jackie, and I told him, I was like, yo, I think I'm about to be on this show with your girl Jackie. He's like, bro, she's a demon when she's drunk.
We've seen a little bit of that. You definitely. There's been a couple times where we're like sitting at a table at dinner and like everyone, you have a couple martinis, whatever, and then like there's just a shift. It's like, oh, Jackie's getting there.
Yeah. Is she a loud one? Like,
Yeah.
you know she's drunk because her voice keeps getting higher. Like when Clemmer gets drunk, his hair starts here, and by the end of the night, it's like,
Clemmer?
yeah.
You'll know Jackie's
Clemmer
drunk
getting
when
drunk
she'll
amazing.
start laughing at herself and
Yeah.
her own jokes, and then she'll do this thing where she goes.
You got
That's when you really know.
Yeah, that's Turns
Turns
why
into
I
like
feel I
a
feel
dragon noise.
between like me, Bree, and Ella. From what I hear, just like degenerate kind of drunk.
Yeah.
Where like I can see a world in which that becomes. I don't
When you
know.
say degenerate drunk, are you saying you like fight people?
no,
she's like mischievous.
yeah. I've
could
been
see
kind of
what
that
messy
mean.
lately though.
like I could see Jackie being like let's like steal this sign, like that kind of drunk. You know what I mean? Let's like fuck around and like do something that's like mildly illegal or not allowed or something
Shit
like
in the
that.
traffic cone. Oh, you guys don't do that?
Is that a thing?
Shit in the traffic.
That's your idea of mischievous.
Somebody should do that now. That'd be a great episode of the Beach House.
Wait for the day.
Somebody shits in a cone. All right. Well, so when is it officially? It's the month of
August 5th to September 5th.
So it's like the end of the summer too. It's like get to that Labor Day finish line.
September 6th
Yep.
is my birthday, so we gotta go
Oh.
all out.
And by the way, are you
for
allowed
that.
to? You can bring strangers into the house?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure, like, if you meet him at the bar or something, I don't know if they're
Right.
gonna be taking a flight with you from here to there. You know, yeah.
But I'm thinking like if you wanted to bring somebody home,
Yeah.
Like on Summer House though, like this one guy fucked like a new girl every weekend. He would just come home, put his towel over the camera, so like you didn't have to show.
I've been watching it recently. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy just smashes.
I would love a little like WWE to it where they just like fly someone out. We have no idea.
Just drop in a surprise.
Yeah, just kicks the door open, smashes 2 beers. And
I do wonder if there'll be a little element of that. Like if there is, they're like, if I know
Doesn't it
the
occur to me
producers
though-
who do the challenge type shows are sadistic and are always like,
Yeah.
we're going to make them sleep outside. We're going to like throw them off the top of a mountain. We're going to fucking, they are always putting us in precarious positions. So I wonder if they're going to be like, yeah, no, it's just going to be fun. And it's like, welcome your mom and your ex and your, like
Oh, Lord.
anything's
Well, it's
possible.
also like Peyton's gonna be there, Hannah's gonna be like. We forgot that there's a whole other squad of like Meek Phil's gonna be there. Like,
I low key think
You
sleeping.
go.
competition.
We have to
bro.
check under the bed every night for Meek Phil film.
I do think the production people are gonna like play a role, not in terms of like stirring shit up, but I feel like we put an honest work day in clips, and then they're gonna start getting after it.
They do have their
Yeah.
own house too, though.
Oh, they do.
That could be its own
that
show.
might be the
Oh,
real
yeah,
fuck
seriously.
fest.
Dude,
Behind the scenes, people are the freakiest.
Imagine you just like, let's check out what's going on in the clip house, and Meek's just like having threesomes, banging chicks. That's like the when people got voted out of Survivor. I remember saying the vote out house should have its own show, like the Castaways.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe the Clips show, Clips house will be even.
Meek with a bottle of Hennessy in his hand. Like,
Meek's like the guy from
naked.
Euro
Black
Trip.
and mild.
All right, good shit, man.
thanks for having us on.
And so I guess the final question is like, who walks away with Jackie's heart?
I think you have to do it.
Time will
for the
tell.
brand.
She's right there.
I don't care.
we gotta save it for Beach House. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you guys should not be allowed to talk to each other for like 2 months.
If he wasn't your
I could never.
coworker, like, and you saw him, would you be like, "Oh, he's cute"?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
there
yes.
it is. There he is. Put him on the board. That's my boy.
Yeah, you're a cute dude. You're a cute dude.
You're a
Thanks,
cute
Jackie.
dude.
You're a
Feelings
good looking
mutual.
cat. I'd fuck you.
Thanks.
Oh shit.
I was gonna bring this up. We ran into each other a while ago. She was at the old Barstool Chicago office, but I think like you guys came first, and like I just missed her. But it was the first time I met you when you walked in on me taking a shit.
Oh,
Remember that?
right. Yes.
And you said the same thing, so that just reminded me of it. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't come full circle. And Jackie walks in on me taking a shit.
That's another thing. You might see people in compromising positions.
Oh yeah, bathrooms are like
walking
one
in
of my top questions.
Like Jackie walks in right after you, and she's like, "Whoa, what went on in here?"
Kadek's gonna foreclose that place.
We might have
should
to
have
make
his
him
own
shit
bathroom.
outside in the
Yeah.
cone.
The Kadek outhouse. It's just an orange cone.
You go to
in
the
backyard.
you go to the production house. To do that.
Do you know what do we have the house and everything?
I think we have the house, but I haven't seen it. But other
I'm
people
interested
have
if you guys are roughing it or if it's like glamorous.
I don't know.
What
And if you have
heard?
like a backyard or anything like that. That's some
I've
of
heard-
the share houses down there. Like I've lived in houses that were like the address is like 210 and a half. It's like literally has half written on the fucking and it's like a shack. It's basically like a garage turned into a house, but it's like on the middle of someone's property. So you can go like that, or you could have like a beachfront, mansion.
But I know that somebody was saying like they were like, oh, it's located like literally right off, and I was like, oh, so there's a house, and they're like that. There's a house, but I haven't asked anything about like bathrooms. Or,
I've heard conflicted reports on whether it's gonna be like a.
I'm also sure people have different standards.
Yeah, that too.
If I'm sure Brianna's version of nice and Mike Kadek's version of nice are two very different worlds.
My thing is, as long as the AC works in the house, I don't give a fuck. Because like I'll just be out.
That's
and
something
about.
I could see them being like, this week we're cutting the AC. We're just gonna
I
watch
hope
you
they
guys
don't do
sweat
shit
it
like
out.
that. That would suck.
I didn't think about that.
No water pressure.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
I don't think they want us smelling and looking like
Because
shit.
you're cutting our AC, you're cutting Brianna's AC too.
Oh yeah, that's fact.
I would like,
We're gonna
sidle
be
up
fanning
along her
her
real quick.
fanning her.
Eat her grapes. She's gonna run that joint. All right, good. All right, good stuff,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
All right, thank you
Thanks,
guys. Guys, I fucked up.
What?
They had assigned me. I totally forgot. Big Cat was like, you have to sneak in saying the word yak 6 times and one Stephen Che reference. And I didn't do it. Are you guys doing ad reads?
We can also. We were actually going to do a little more. If you want to jump in.
You
Yeah.
just sneak in 6 times. Yeah.
Also, we could just do something funny where you could just say yak and you could just literally splice it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just like yak.
He wants
yak.
to see. He just wants to see the social clip. So if you just get me saying yak, and I would splice it into a random clip.
I think I said it. You have to say it.
Yeah, 6 times.
It's a lot of times.
I completely forgot. I was so distracted.
So Danny had an assignment he had to say yak 6 times and reference Stephen Che, and he just didn't do it.
We referenced Stephen Che too, with the KB dropping him.
Yeah, so that doesn't count.
I think
you have to
had
say it.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be illicit drug use in the house?
Like someone snorting the yak.
I know that Nicky Smokes has been open about it. Maybe
Hey,
he's gonna.
My lips are closed. Yakety yak. Don't talk back.
There you go. Fine. Perfect.
2.
No, that's 4, right?
Yakety yak.
Yeah, so
Yakety.
3.
Oh, I guess
Yakety.
yakety could count.
Yak. And yeah, so that's
Okay.
3. I think this could be a breakout year for you. Feitelberg's in the middle of his big year. This is the summer of Feitelberg. He's doing stand up. He's done Out of Order, mascots, tires, and
I've
then
heard
he's
you
gonna
yakking on stage.
and he's gonna finish off with Bert at an arena. But I feel like this is a big year for you. You started with the Eddie and Chicago guys, and now what are you doing now?
Yeah, now, so this year, started off on the yak full time, which is great. Get to yak with all my friends. I love the show The Yak so much.
What's your favorite animal?
I would have to say, probably a yak.
I'm a big fan of the yak too.
I'm an anteater guy, but that's not so bad.
Okay.
You know who? I'm hoping there's like a surprise guest at the house. Like, who would be like the weirdest person? You hear a doorbell knock and it's like, oh, they sent us a guest, and you open the door. Who is it?
Oh, the weirdest one would have to be Stephen Che, but he's not coming in. I'm closing the door right on him. Harder than a Jehovah's Witness. Don't be yakking him.
I actually saw Che trip yesterday, and he thinks no one saw it.
And you got it.
There was no one on the basketball court. He tripped over a wire, and I was upstairs at the bird's eye.
You're gonna tell him you saw?
I almost texted him last night at midnight.
And by the way, I saw you.
Don't
think you got away with that.
Before you go to sleep, I want you to know I did see that.
we could ask the tech people for the tapes.
Yeah.
Go tell him on the yak.
All right, I'm gonna go to the yak now, guys. Thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you, bro.
Pleasure yakking with y'all. Thank
All right,
you.
thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.